Can I break Face ID with just a photo? Let's find out. What if someone steals your phone, but instead of stealing your face, they use a photo? Today, I am going to test whether face recognition can be fooled by a simple spoofing attack. Hi, my name is Eusoff, and in this video, I will be demonstrating a spoofing experiment on a biometric authentication system, specifically face recognition on a smartphone. This experiment focuses on evaluating whether Face ID can resist unauthorized access using basic spoofing methods such as printed photo and screen images. The objectives of this experiment are first, to evaluate the effectiveness of face recognition against spoofing attacks, second, to determine whether the system can resist unauthorized access, and lastly, to verify whether the system can differentiate between real and fake biometric inputs. The biometric system selected is face recognition, which are commonly known for face unlock. This system is widely used for device unlocking and online payments, such as our online banking apps. Face recognition was chosen because it is convenient, but also a popular target for spoofing and deepfake attacks. For this experiment, I used two spoofing methods. But before we start, let's go ahead and take my friend's phone and test it out. The first method is a printed photo of the registered user's face. The second method is a digital face image displayed on another smartphone. To make the experiment more reliable, I used 6 different photos of the registered user's face. These photos varied slightly in angle, facial expression, and lighting to simulate realistic spoofing conditions rather than relying on a single image. The experiment was conducted indoors under normal lighting conditions, simulating real-world usage. First scenario, phone unlock. First, I attempted to unlock the phone using a printed photo. As shown, the system rejected the spoofing attempt. Next, I used a face image displayed on another phone screen. Again, the system rejected the spoofing attempt. Second scenario, I then repeated the same spoofing attempts to make a payment through Touch and Go e-wallet. And again, both spoofing methods were rejected, preventing unauthorized payment. Finally, for control test, I used the legitimate use real face as a control test, and it unlocks. The system successfully authenticated the real user, and the payment went through. The results shows that both printed photo and screen-based spoofing attempts were rejected, while the real face authentication was successful. The rejection of both printed photo and screen-based spoofing attempts can be explained by the technical design of Face ID. Modern smartphone face recognition systems do not rely on a standard two-dimensional image. Instead, they use a combination of infrared imaging, depth sensing, and machine learning algorithms to authenticate a user. During face registration, an infrared emitter projects multiple infrared patterns onto the user's face. An infrared camera then captures how these patterns interact with the facial surface, allowing the system to construct a three-dimensional depth map of the face. This three-dimensional facial data is analyzed using a neural network-based face recognition algorithm, which learns and stores the unique structure of the user's face for future authentication. A printed photo is a flat, two-dimensional object and lacks real facial depth and texture. it cannot reflect infrared signals in a way that matches a real human face, causing the depth verification process to fail. Similarly, although a face image displayed on another smartphone appears realistic to the human eye, the screen is still a flat surface. In addition to depth information, modern face recognition systems also check for liveness indicators, such as natural facial movement and changes in expression. Because printed photos and screen images cannot replicate these characteristics, the system correctly identifies them as spoofing attempts and rejects the authentication. In conclusion, the face recognition system demonstrated strong resistance against basic spoofing attacks. It successfully prevented unauthorized access while allowing legitimate authentication. In other words, Face ID expects a real face and not just a picture. A printed photo has no depth, no movement, and no real facial features, so the system rejects it. This demonstrates the importance of liveness detection in biometric authentication systems. Although effective against low-level spoofing, future protection against advanced AI-generated attacks would require enhanced liveness detection and multi-factor authentication. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.